Sandra, let me say good evening to you and your colleague and your cherished listeners across there.
Congratulations to you, but the NPP side says this looks predetermined. Your team of executives were in court even before the court started. They were celebrating, and over the weekend, your people were writing on social media that you were losing or you were going to gain one extra seat. And again, even the issue of the number of polling stations that were in contention, he did not think that there should be a rerun or a nullification and rerun of the entire election. Your comment?
Sandra, for my opponent, in fact, congratulations is the right thing. You have done the right thing. We deserve the congratulations. We've worked for it. I mean, we petitioned this matter since December. We've been following through this matter. We have adduced enough evidence to convince the trial judge that the election was not properly conducted, it was not properly collated, and that travesty of justice was done against the good people of Kpandai, and therefore the election should be annulled. In court, the petitioner brought in enough evidence. Look, this 41 they are talking about was just that were showing to them that this election was not properly conducted. Sandra, parliamentary elections are conducted under the collation, under Regulation 43 of CI 127. If you look at Regulation 43, from 1 to A up to H, it spells out how to collate parliamentary results. There are two forms used there. We have the Form 1C and the Form 1D. The Form 1C is the collation form. That is the aggregation of all the 152 polling stations results. Then the Form 1D is a summary, where you put in the summaries of the various candidates and now declare. Ask them who's making the noise around. When we cross-examine them in court, in fact, the first responder, which is the Electoral Commission, they couldn't produce that document. They didn't have it. So we asked them, how did you collect the results when you did not use them from 1C? Who taught you that? Clearly, it shows that this election was rigged. And we showed enough evidence. So it was right for our supporters to start jubilating because the NPP could not counter the evidence we produced in court over the period. Was it not right for you as a petitioner when your opponent could not counter your evidence? Both respondents, the first respondent and second respondents, they couldn't respond to it appropriately. So we're right in our mind that they will lose this election and lose the fight in court.
Can you explain further the 41 polling stations bit? I did not understand what you meant.
I said the 41 polling stations were just examples that we brought.
So it was a sample.
To show to them that they were not properly collated, they were not properly added up to the tally of the results. And therefore, it affected all the results. Because they didn't have the collation form to indicate that we have collated up to this level. There was none.
So did you establish in court that other polling stations aside the 41 had similar problems?
Of course. What we said was that although we were given pink sheets, but we did not do collation. There's one thing being given a pink sheet.
So this is
but
collation.
Not collated.
This collation for the constituency level. So you're saying that all the pink sheets have not been tallied together. Is it the case that there were no pink sheets or they were not presented? How come the coalition was faulty?
That is why I'm saying that they did not do the collation. After they've done the presidential collation, which NDC won, then they started doing their own thing under the parliamentary collation. Then we realized that there were problems in the pink sheets that they were going to use to do the collation of the parliamentary results. Then skirmishes started. Instead of them to resolve the matter, they rather bundle everything and ran to Tamale without notifying the NDC, which was a party to the collation, and did their own thing in Tamale. But interestingly enough, they were not smart enough to use a collation, the Form 1C, to do their own collation and declare. They rather use the Form 1D, which is a summary sheet, put in total figures and declare Yindam winner. That's why we protested against.
So the declaration was done in Tamale, you were not present, and you believe that it was not properly done, and that's why you went to the court.
Yes, that's it. We're not in Tamale, they didn't invite us. In fact, the officer tried to convince the court that he did invite us through the radio announcement and everything. When we produced the video that he was claiming he used, that video was rather a declaration he was doing for Nyindam.
Okay.
That shows that he was lying under oath.
Now, Martin Nyindam says he's challenging this. He's filed a stay of execution and he's going to challenge this. Meanwhile, I think the decision of the court was for you to prepare for elections in the next 30 days or so?
Yes. I mean, he said he has filed notice of appeal and then a motion for stay. But we are not perturbed because no matter what they do, they will still lose because the evidence is so clear.
Very well.
And even interestingly enough, on Friday, we are waiting for the ruling. The trial judge said Friday that he will give us his reasoning behind the ruling today. So both parties, we've still not seen the reason behind him upholding our petition.
Okay.
But there's our opponents, as you know, they have gone ahead to file their motions and all that. We are not prepared. We are ready for the election. We are ready for it, and we are going in for it.
Thank you so much. Rashid Tanko, Computer, is Deputy Director of Elections and IT with the NDC. Let me speak to the MP. I'm sure it will be proper if I call him beleaguered now. You know, Matthew Nyindam